Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I have something a little bit different for you. We're going to use this tissue technique, and what this is regular white tissue paper. We're going to print on the non-shiny side. First, you'll see I'm attaching it to a piece of printer paper with Scotch tape on all the edges. Be sure that you don't have any of the tape off of the edges because it will stick into your printer. I have an Epson printer and works great for this technique. I'll list everything below in the description so you can see what type of printer I have. Again, I'm just carefully adhering the Scotch tape to the tissue paper onto the printer paper. Make sure you get all the sides. And then I'm going to run it through my printer. For the image, I just used something I had in my printables stash on my computer. Anything would work. The one I'm showing you here is not the one we're going to use. You'll see what I mean in a minute. I send it through the printer, and when it comes out, be careful because it's going to be very wet. Just I'm showing you how it's dry, and this is what I'm using for my mixed media piece today. I'm using MDF board, and this is a 9x12. I'm putting down my matte medium and my collage papers. These are some wonderful papers that I found at a rummage sale. Also, I have music papers, and I wanted that handwriting to be in the back so it will show through. Using a piece of credit card to make sure that it's very smooth. And now it's dry. Here's the one I'm going to use. It is of a Blue Heron with a sunset. I'm just pulling it away from the printer paper and taking the edges off. What a beautiful image. Putting down my matte medium and carefully adhering it to the MDF board. This tissue paper will rip very easy on putting matte medium over the top, as you can see. Carefully, I just ripped a hole in the tissue paper. We'll fix it later. Using a brayer very carefully, again, not to rip the tissue paper. This is very important to have it completely dry. Again, what a beautiful image. Okay, these are the colors I picked. Some oranges, some browns, and later I'll even use a little red. Here's some yellow, some mustard colored, some orange, some, little mess there. And I'm using makeup sponges. Very inexpensive art supply. I use them a lot. Here we go. Don't be afraid. What I'm doing is putting the color down so that I make everything commingle together so that it doesn't have that harsh edge. Dabbing the paint, looking at it again, adding another color. It's just something you have to play at. Quite fun and rewarding. The result is beautiful. So I do all the colors, and I'm going to add the black on the bottom, and just dabbing it onto the mixed media piece. This is a very relaxing method of painting using the makeup sponges. You can see I'm adding some orange. And here I'll fast forward a bit so you're not totally bored, but the black on the bottom really pulls it all together. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Here we go. Look at that. Just beautiful. I'm adding a little bit of paint over the top of the image to get rid of some of that shininess. Now here's some stamps that I pulled out of my stash that I thought would look really cool. I'm trying to put the cattails in the side. Here's some kind of weeds that I thought would work. Again, I'll list everything below. I'm using jet black Archival ink. I noticed that I needed a little orange over to the left here. You can see where I added the red to the sky. Really fun. So I pulled the stamp off the wooden block. I put it in my microwave for about 45 seconds and it lets the stamp come off of the wooden block. You can always put it back after you're done using it this way. It's just much easier to stamp with when you want it to be a little more flexible. So this cattail stamp is very unique, how the image is a little hollow, and later we'll fill it in with a Sharpie. I didn't really use the weed stamp here too much, but I wanted to try it and see what it looked like. It's already looking great. I put a little smudge there on the background, so I just removed it with the alcohol. Remember, alcohol is your friend for any type of mistake you may have. There I put the stamp back on my block. And I love this. This is a penny black stamp and it's some leaves. I thought it would look so cool at the top here, having leaves hanging down. It really frames the piece. I really like it a lot. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, it's just the idea of the leaves that makes it look so neat. Beautiful. I just love it. Now, the cattails are dry, and you can see here on the right, I filled them in with my Sharpie marker. It really, really adds to the piece. It takes me a little bit, but I did most of it off of the video. There, you can see what I mean by the cattails not being filled in. Here I left a idea I had in the video, but it did not turn out at all. I used a graphite regular pencil, put it on the back of my sentiment, which was going to be silence the soul. Then I used a regular pencil and drew onto the image to put the image on my piece. Here I'm filling in that image with a white pencil. I really didn't like it. Then I'm going to try and fill it in with a Uniball white pen. I really didn't like that. So just to show you, don't be afraid. We're going to take it all off and start fresh. You'll see what I mean. Yeah, I really did not like it at all. Alcohol is our friend. I spray a little on and rubs right off. Of course, you have it right down to your collage paper. But I'm gonna put that black paint back on and no one would even know. Perfect. Thought I'd let that dry and go back to filling in my cattails. Here's a stencil from Shawn Petite. I'm going to use that instead with some heavy body white paint and put it through the stencil. Everything's dry. This is much easier than the idea I had. You just have to play around. It'll come to you. And my sentiment ended up to be silence the mind instead of silence the soul. It really fit how I was feeling. Such a calming piece. I was really having a good time doing this. And while I was doing this, it was pouring rain outside. So it was really, really relaxing. Just filling in that S a little bit. It wasn't as dark as I wanted it to be. Like, ooh, where should I put the rest? There. Just adding a little yellow to the reflection on the wall. I think it's looking so great. I'm going to use the black distress crayon to add those edges and frame the piece. I don't think it needs much more at all. Just a little bit of charcoal pencil to finish the piece. Are you liking it? I really am. I didn't want to take away from the oranges, the yellows, and the reds, and that crisp black I had with the cattails. I think it's great. Well, remember to join me next time. Our journey here is done again. Thanks for watching.